Hello and welcome to another Ask Me Anything session with CX. My name is Ash and I am the community manager here at Elementor. And today I am joined again by Igor and Richard. Let me just get them on the screen here, who are both customer experience specialists. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to be here again.
Perhaps you could both just tell us a little bit about yourselves. Let's start with you, Igor.
So, hello everyone. Here again, like every month. Basically, I am the customer experience public relations specialist, which means that I am active in the community and helping users, whenever they have a question, especially people who ask us on review websites and social media. I've been with the company for now 2.5 years and loving my job. That's for now.
And Richard.
Yes, I joined Igor about, I guess, over a month ago within this team. I've been with the company since March 22. And yeah, I was in technical support before then. Been working with, WordPress and Elementor for the longest time, but great to be here again.
Well, it's great as always to have you both here, so thank you for joining. So today we're going to be discussing Elementor AI, and I'm fairly sure that even if you're an experienced user, Igor and Richard are going to teach you a few tricks of the trade today. We've been collecting questions all week, which we'll get started with very soon, but we'll also have plenty of time later on to answer some additional questions. So feel free to add them to the comment section wherever you're watching, whether it's Facebook or YouTube. And we also have Nicholas over there monitoring the chats as well, who will send questions our way and probably answer a few questions in the moment as well. So let's get started. So I've got some questions prepared here. Just bear with me, guys. And the first question is from a gentleman called Robert. And Robert asks, can I write a text in any language regardless of the WordPress site language? Okay. If you want to hear the question again, please do just ask.
Yeah, I think I'll take that one.
All right.
So, are you're sharing my screen?
Actually? Yeah, that's now shared for you.
Great. So I've prepared this kit we have. So let's go to any text here. Or let's add a new text here. So this is our default Latin text. Go here to the Write with AI. Can you repeat the question one more time, Ashley?
Yeah, of course. So Robert has asked, can I write a text in any language, regardless of the WordPress site language? So it could be perhaps related to the language the prompt is written in, or maybe the language the text is generated in. So I guess we could possibly show both, just to cover all bases.
Well, I guess I could say here, write a description for a purple, what is this, a vase store? Huh? Yeah. Purple vase in, I don't know.
German.
German, okay. Well, why not German? All right. We have a lot of German users. Okay. Generate text.
I assume you speak fluent German, Richard, and you can fact check that this is correct.
Okay, well, that looks really nice. For our German viewers, they can probably read this and see if it's okay. So
we also have the translate button there as well.
Right. We could have just used it in English, and if you're not fluent with the other language, you could have, just set it in English. So that seems to have worked. But I also want to try something else. If So the site language is in English, and if I wrote the prompt in maybe German, so
You'll have to translate that for us.
oh, this is a description. How do you spell? Let me just write something else because I'm not sure about the spelling right now. Okay, so let's see if that works. I did car instead of vase. Yep, that looks good. We got our purple car description.
So even if you ask it in German, it will give you the German results, right?
Right, right. Mm-hmm. Of course, and yeah. So
we can confirm it's multilingual, regardless of the WordPress settings of the language. If you wanted to write a prompt in German, for example, like you just did, then the results are just as good. Excellent. Yes. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, of course.
All right, great stuff. Okay, so our next question is from a gentleman called Rehan. And this is a long one, so whoever's taking it, do pay attention. Can Elementor AI in the advanced CSS tab write the code for alignment/positioning of the navigation arrows on a loop carousel? I would like to position the arrows to the bottom. As of now, in the style tab, there is no option to adjust the position of the previous and next arrows. So can this be done using Elementor AI? If yes, what is the prompt for this? And ideally, they would like to know for both desktop and mobile as well. So a media query would be required there. Would you like me to read it again, or did that all make sense?
I'm fine. I'm just gonna say it again. So basically, what the user is asking is something that is coming in the new version 3.15 of Elementor. So I'm gonna do you even better. I'm gonna show you the demo of the what's coming in the next version that's gonna be out very soon. By the end of this month, it should be. So if we go here and write carousel, and we have here carousel, as you can see, as well. So let's add it. I'm not sure about the loop carousel. It should be here as well, unless I haven't activated. Yeah, so we can use carousel, and you can see here now in this new version, if you go to navigation, if I enable arrows, I don't know why they are not visible here. I just maybe have to change the color of them. Let's just double check here. We have navigation settings. We have here that, okay, it's going left. Pagination is enabled. Nothing is visible. We go to style, navigation, change the color of the navigation. So maybe black, and there we go. There they are. And on hover, let's also change the color. Maybe yellow. There we go. And of course, the pagination as well. Let me do that as well, just for visibility purposes. There we go. I don't see them yet here. Okay. Size of the dots. I'm not sure why I don't see the dots at the moment, but let's talk about the navigation arrows. So let me just make the hover black as well. Okay, it's going to be gray. Okay, so let me just publish this very fast. So the user is asking how to move these to a different place. Again, this is only in the new version. You can actually test it right now if you enable beta or beta in your Elementor, and you update to the latest 3.15 version. And to move them, you go to the content here where it says navigation. Okay, and here you can see for the previous arrow as well as for the next arrow, you can change the icon. So let's actually maybe do that very fast. And let's move it to the desired position. So desired position can actually go outside the frame of the widget as well. Okay, so you can see I can move the position offset here, and it's currently on the left. Let's say I want it closer to the center, and maybe I want it moved a little slightly here, maybe minus 100 pixels, okay? And then I want it at the bottom, so I'm gonna move this at the bottom, and then maybe I want it more down, okay? So I can move it here, maybe 10 pixels, okay? I can do the same with the other arrow. So now you can do this in the latest update. Now you asked how to do it in the AI. So you see, for this you don't need to know, but for any other widget, if you need to do something like that, I can tell you that we are working on AI recognizing what you're asking inside each widget. But at the moment, if you go to advanced and custom CSS and ask it to do that, it might not work because it doesn't know exactly what widget it's in to do that exactly. I mean, we can of course test it here and try it, but it can give out mixed results. So for that, again, I just showed you here. So hopefully this was good. That in the next version we're going to have this anyway.
And a great addition as well, being able to position those arrows. So yeah, no custom code required, and all adjustable per device, which is fantastic. Cool. Okay, let's move on to the next question, where we will demonstrate some AI.
Yes.
Here we go. So the next question is from Nicole. And Nicole has asked, can you demonstrate the new remove and replace background feature in AI images, which is coming in version 3.15? How well does this work?
I'll gladly
take this one.
I'll gladly
take this one, Richard.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So all right, ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. So this is back to my demo site here. Let's see. Let's add an new image here. And then we can click on let's just use this older gentleman here. So yeah, I also have 3.15 beta installed for purposes here that we're doing. Then we click on the AI, and you'll see here these two new panels: remove background and replace background. So let's first try the remove background. Well, that took, oh, there he is. he was gone for a second, but came back. So that seems to be working really good. And let's go back and let's do the replace background. So here we have to add a prompt. I'm just going to say let's just say he's like in New York City now. Let's see how that works. Well, there he is, in a total different location.
Transported to New York.
Just yeah, like that. Faster than beaming. All right, yeah, that's all
right, excellent. Yeah. So in conclusion, it works, Nicole. Yeah. It works really well. I personally have had huge success with the remove background. My colleague Salim, who's been making lots of AI videos recently, has a new one coming out next week, which is all about this. So do watch out for that. It's a great video that shows a really, really cool use case of removing backgrounds.
Please keep an eye on our YouTube channel. It's going to be there. Celine is awesome. So one thing I wanted to show, continuing on this, is something that we already have in the 3.14 version. Let me just edit this page. So we do have, and people are asking a lot about this. So when you already have an image, okay, and you want to change something on an image, you have the generative fill. However, a lot of people ask, it's a bit hit and miss, and they don't know how to use it properly and so on. So I just want a quick demo. It's definitely a bit tricky maybe to ask exactly what you want. So try asking it as simple as possible and select exactly the area that you want. So for example, if you were to go and, let's say you want to add a moon here, and you would go and just select this area and say add a moon, okay, and click generate. So it will add a moon, but you'll see what's going on. So the sky is gonna stay the same, and it's gonna generate 4 different images for us. Let's check it out. There we go. So it did kind of add a moon, as you can see in the distance, and it's daylight. But what you want, dark background. You want it to be a night scene. So what should you do? Okay, so you could go and select the sky wherever it's showing. So you can go ahead and actually select the whole sky. There we go. You don't have to be, extremely precise, but try to select the area where you want to change. And you can say, dark sky with a moon. Okay, so in this instance, it's going to change the sky as well. When we say dark, you'll see what happens. It's not really going to be black. It's going to try to morph the current state of image plus what we just asked it. So let's see what we get with the dark sky with the moon. It's figuring out how to exactly do this. Hopefully we get it soon.
Well, there we any
go.
moment now.
It took some time.
Nice. Yeah.
As you can see here now, because we said dark sky with the moon, it looks much better than just adding a moon, right? So you can go even further. You can, actually with generative fill, select even the whole scene and do a variation of it. Or you can just go variations, which is also great. And just say, make the scene scene at night with a moon. Okay. Okay, here we have some other settings that you can set. You can be photographic and so on, but if you do select these, it could modify image even more. And what I like is this here. And again, this, it can take you a few tries to get it right, exactly what you need. As you can see on the left, we want to go more for what the prompt is, and on the right, what the reference image is. So if you go more on the prompt side, it's going to do more of what we asked it, but it's going to modify the image more. If you go on the reference image, it's going to keep the image, more or less what it is, and just add what we asked. So let's go to about 80%, okay? And let's see. It gives you creativity for sure with these. It could, again, take a few tries. So nothing really a lot changed here. So in this case, maybe you want to go more for the prompt side and generate it again. So
the changes were very subtle there, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And you can see here it did add the moon. I didn't tell it to add the dark, sky. I should have done that as well, but the moon is there. However, it changed the scene a lot, as you can see. So that's what this setting does. So use it carefully, but I think the generative fill for most cases will work better if you just want to modify the existing image. Okay.
Great, thank you guys. Great demonstrations. And I think the key with anything like this is just experimenting and finding what settings work for you. And obviously every use case is going to be very different. So tweaking settings here and there and testing stuff out. Your first moon image compared to your second moon image was a massive improvement. So that was a very quick change there, just from a slightly different prompt. Let's move on to the next question. So I have one from Eric, and Eric has asked, hopefully he's watching, this was pre-submitted. I've used AI to generate custom CSS on several widgets. Should I group all of this custom code together or keep it on each individual widget? That's a question, isn't it?
That's a good question. Myself, I like all my CSS in one basket as well. But looking at Elementor, let me show you here in this website as well. So in Elementor, if you add custom CSS, so let's actually add some here. Let's go add it with AI, and let's add some of these pre-made here. Maybe not this one. Maybe let's add something that's less animated. Maybe this one. Add 3D shadow to the text. And one thing that's going to happen here is going to use a selector, which means, as you can see here, so it's using a selector. What does it mean? So it's going to, because the custom CSS is added here, it's going to only affect what is inside this widget. You cannot actually copy this CSS and put it somewhere, in the customizer and expect it to work immediately, because it doesn't have the class of the widget or the text widget that we are using here. So if you do want to group all of them together, so let's say you really want this removed from here, I'll show you how. But first, I have to show you one more thing. It's actually easy to see where you added custom CSS. So I don't know if I noticed that not everybody knows this, but if you use the structure previously called Navigator, you have this bar on the right side that will actually show you if any of these are using, custom positioning. There should be custom CSS, as you can see. So you can actually see it here. And even if you're in another widget and you hover over this line here, and it's going to show you, and if you click on it, it's going to take you there immediately. Okay, so people are usually afraid that they're going to forget that they ever added custom CSS, but Elementor makes it very easy to first of all see that you've added, and also to access it by, as you can see, having it here on every widget. So you can just expand the structure and use it this way. And please use the structure as much as possible. So just saying this, let's go and see how we would add this actually to. So let's say this is one, and let's add another one. Let's maybe go here, or for the purposes of time, let's go with the one. But let's just imagine we have multiple, CSS on this page, or maybe other pages that we want to group together. So where you would group it is when you go on your website, you can group it. Usually people do it in the customizer. If you go here to customize and then additional CSS, and then just paste it here. However, you can do this from Elementor as well. So let's publish this. If you were to go here to the site settings, okay, and here you have custom CSS. Okay, so you can do it from here as well. Doesn't matter. It's good. It's the same place. So here, let's actually go to the site and see how we are going to find this CSS, because again, you cannot copy the selector. So you have to go to where you've added CSS. You have to go into the inspect mode, the developer mode. Go here to select the element, select this widget. Okay, it's selected. And now here where it says styles, and if you scroll down, you have to find this custom code that's actually added. Let's first see what it is. Again, it should be like drop shadow. So if we just go, let's go here. Okay, it's open. So it's this text shadow for 4 pixels, RGBA. Okay, let's see it. Okay, border. And here it is. Text shadow for 4, and the color. Okay, so this is the code that we need. So now you can see, we can exactly see what is the class that it's using. So we can actually copy the whole part here, okay, and right click copy and go to either the customizer or to Elementor site settings. Go to the custom CSS and just paste it here. Okay, and then you can do this for every CSS you've added on any page, and you can just click Save Changes. Okay, one thing that why I maybe wouldn't do this, because this code will be loaded on every single page, even if it's not the page that you apply this text shadow. Okay, so maybe I would leave it inside the widget itself and not put it here, unless maybe you want it as a global one for the whole for every widget like this. Okay, so in this case, in this particular case, I wouldn't use it, but if you wish, this is the way you can do it. I just pasted it here. Now if I go back and if I remove, let me remove that. Okay, and the custom CSS, let's remove it. Page and go to the tests, refresh. There we go. So you can see that, but it's not inside here. So it's grouped together. Again, you can do it this way by inspecting, but because that code is going to be loaded everywhere, maybe not the best solution. You could also do it from the Elementor custom code part. But yeah, that's a story for another time. Let's not keep this too long.
We could talk about CSS all day, couldn't we? And we do have, CSS classes will be coming in the near future, which is going to help with a lot of this stuff as well. I think my kind of take on this is, if I had a widget, for example, that had some custom CSS applied to it, and that widget was used multiple times throughout my website, I would probably assign, a unique class to that widget, and then create the CSS that targets that class, and then just add it to my kind of global CSS.
Actually, you got a great point here, and I didn't really think about that example. I can actually demonstrate that very quickly if you give me a moment as well. So what Ashley just mentioned. So let's say you have a widget that you want to modify. Maybe it's a button or text. In this case, let's go with the same example here, and let's add another, maybe this one. Okay, generate code. But what this will do is, again, it will add a selector, as you can see, on hover, but it will not add a new class. So what you can do is you can actually add a new class by just typing here dot and call it anything you want. So you can call it scale hover. Okay. And what you need to do now is just go back to, so first of all, let's see, is it working? It's not working because this is on this class. If I remove the class, it will. Okay, so what I need to do next is go here under the layout, and where it says CSS class, we can just add class here. That it might not work immediately. Let's publish it.
You have to remove the selector, Igor. That's
yes. Oh, right. Thank you very much. There we go. And you can see now it's working just fine. Okay, so just remember this, that you can always do this. And instead of now keeping it here, because it's going to be loaded only on this page, now you can take it, okay, and go to let's just publish this first. Go to the site settings, custom CSS, and just paste it here. There we go. So anytime this class on any page whatsoever is loaded for any widget, it is going to do the same effect. So let's test it out. So this is this page. Now we can do the same on a new page. Let's quickly demonstrate that. Let's do a post. And let's see if we can add a text. We could probably also add a button, but yeah. And CSS class. This is the one. There we go. There we go.
There we are.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it just...
This is a great use case. But again, what you said, Ash, we will soon have a new feature, that you
with the classes, CSS classes. Yeah, I think it just comes down to an individual basis in that if you've applied custom CSS to one widget across your whole website, just once, then it's fine in the custom CSS of that widget. There's really no need to be concerned with moving that to an independent file. But if it's a repeating aspect, then it probably needs to be assessed. All right, let's move on. Nice, easy one, this next one. From Jonathan. Jonathan has asked, how do I change the font and style on my heading with AI? So very, very basic demo. Who wants to take this one?
I'll take this one.
All right. You are ready and raring.
Yes, I am. So back to our demo site here. This is a heading we have here. So let me share this. It was the CSS, right? It should be a CSS query.
Yeah, so how do I change the font and style of my heading? So font and style.
Okay. Go on hover.
I think, Richard, we should show the prompts page as well. That we have now.
Oh, well, is it on there too? Okay.
Yes, I think it's something similar.
But let me just try the prompt myself real quick. So let's see, what is another font out of my head now? And 40 pixel. Seems to be bigger. Let's see what the AI thinks about this. Looks good there. Let's see it. Let's test it. Oh yeah. Did it actually change the font though? Seems like it's the same font, doesn't it? Same font.
Similar at least.
Yeah, let's try the prompt again. Change. Font size. Here. See if that works.
I actually think it did change. Let's see.
No, it's still the same font.
Yeah.
Which one? Oh, maybe we had the wrong.
I have two.
It's what?
No, it's definitely a different font. I can tell you that.
Okay. Maybe. My eyes aren't the best anymore. No.
There we go. You see, it's completely The M's. You can see it in the M's.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So that did the trick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Igor, you mentioned the prompts library. I definitely would like to take a look at that today. It's an excellent page that we've put together.
So I can demonstrate that very quickly. So because a lot of people are asking about these prompts, we do have a new page called prompts.elementor.com, and what we talked now here and many more other prompts you can find here. So actually, at the moment, the library might not be that vast, but through time, it's just going to grow bigger and bigger. And also, you could also add your own prompts. But let's demonstrate. So here you can see you can check the content prompts, images prompts, or code prompts. So what we have for content is, again, usually what people use for this is step-by-step guides, okay? Product descriptions, translations, write a heading, which is, of course, one of the most used ones. For all of these, what I would add for the headings is write me 5 different, headings, for example, or write me 2 different product descriptions for the same thing, because then you can pick and choose which one you like better, of course. And now for the images here, you can see the generated images, and on hover you can see what prompts were used to generate these exact images. And when you go inside, you can copy the prompts and use them for your design. Here again, we use some of the most used prompts for websites, but again, this library will just continue growing. And of course, the most interesting, I think, for everyone is the code. And here we have this demonstration what it will do. So this is the one that you just talked about, is to change the font family. Yeah, and this is the code actually that
this is a great library for sure.
Yeah, and again, it's just gonna grow bigger, and you have here the code. You can use this one, but again, you can modify it to your liking, to your needs, of course. So just yeah.
Nice.
And what I said, you can submit yours just right here, what the prompt that worked for you. Just describe it, put a name, email, and send us your prompts. Let's make this library bigger.
Cool.
Yeah, hopefully and there's no hopefully about it. It will. The library will grow extensively, and we're always open to suggestions from the community. So if you have them, please do submit them so that we can review them and add them. All right, let's move on to the next question. Not really a demonstration one, this one. It's from Miguel, and Miguel asks, how do I know how many credits I've used? I can't find this information anywhere.
Okay, so at the moment, the way to you can't really know. Our developers are working on it. What I can tell you is, if you go to, let's go to this website. If I just go to Elementor AI, okay, and if you want to you can see here what it costs, let's say. So the text prompt costs 1 credit, code prompt costs 1 credit, image prompt costs 33 credits. And then you can generally get an idea of how much you are spending or using, depending on how much credit you have. So this is for the starter, this is for the power. Of course, every new user gets a free trial with a certain amount of credits as well. And what I would say is, what you get at the moment is you get an email notification when you use 80% of your current plan. So either it being a trial or starter or power, you get this email notifying you that you used 80% of it. And then after that, it notifies you when you used all of your credit. It's not the best. We understand that. And again, we are working on a way to show this to you, so you can be sure that you are not over, let's say, a limit that you want to hit, maybe. Because let's say you want to use this in a whole year and you don't want to use it before, you maybe want to slow down and you can check the credit. But that definitely something that our developers are working on and will be implementing in the near future.
Yeah, still early days and lots more improvements to come, and lots
great
more transparency with the usage. Okay, moving on. So we actually have another question from Rihan, who asked a question earlier on in the show, but he asks now, can Elementor AI write the code to change the default style of a file upload option, a file upload button, I believe that is, in Elementor Forms? The design of now looks like it's old school for when you want to choose a file. However, if we want the style to look Sorry, I'm just trying to decipher this question. Okay, I'm gonna reword it because that was just gibberish. So Rehan has asked, can you change the style of a file upload button? I think that is it in a nutshell.
Yes.
Good question. Does anybody have the answer?
Yes, I've been kind of experimenting with this already because I saw the question earlier. Basically we're talking about this button right here, which is actually more or less determined by your browser, how it looks. And that's why it's probably the old school look that he mentions. And I did find, now, if you want to change this button on a global scale for the whole website, I would suggest that we go to the site settings, the one that Igor showed before too, with the CSS, and then we go in here. And now this may be a hit or miss kind of situation. I did copy the prompt for this particular situation. Let's see if I can find the copy.
Got my fingers crossed for you, Richard.
Yeah, thank you. Let me just put it in here from memory. Change, like if you wanted to change the background color of the button, change background color. And we have to say WordPress because it is actually determined by, it's a WordPress thing. It's not even really an Elementor design thing that we have much control over. So I'm going to say WordPress default. Let's see, was it choose file button?
Choose file or upload?
Button, yeah, I have to add button, otherwise it'll too blue. Let's see.
I'm not sure I've ever tried to change the style myself.
Yeah,
so I'm intrigued.
And there we go. You can see that it is a selector input type file. I think.
Right. And what's also important here, we have to. It should have generated the Mozilla version as well for Firefox. Let me try this real quick. Oh yeah, there it is. There it goes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and of course this was just the background color. We can of course add, padding, margin. Maybe we want a round edge or border.
So the key is targeting the correct button.
Correct.
So
right.
Rehan did ask if it can be done. What is the prompt for this? So what was the key to your prompt there?
Well,
specifically it was
WordPress. I put in WordPress. Maybe it will work without mentioning WordPress.
Yeah, I think
default choose file button. That was the important
choose file.
Criterion here. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we've run out of our pre-asked questions, but I've saved a couple from the chat, which I can put on screen, which makes this a little bit easier for you guys. So Luna has asked, I'd love to know if Elementor AI can change an icon list and make it an infinite marquee effect that makes the icon list in line scroll horizontally infinitely. That's interesting. So we want to take an icon list. We want to make it horizontal, first of all, which is easy enough to do in Elementor because we have, that is the default setting. But then I guess she wants it to scroll like a marquee. Let's try it. Let's give it a go. I'll let one of you load up your demo and add a list, and we'll see how it works.
So let's see. I can try it.
Okay.
I mean, you could just ask the entire widget itself to scroll like a marquee rather than targeting
the list element.
The list element itself. that's probably where I would start. But I mean, you're the expert.
Let's add it here. Okay, so we have a list here, and let's add a few more here items. So could you just repeat the question again?
I can put it on screen. So it needs to be horizontal. So I'd love to know if Elementor AI can change an icon list and make it an infinite marquee effect that makes the icon list inline scroll horizontally infinitely. So the first step would be to make it an inline list.
Yes. Give me just a moment. Let me remove this other container.
I guess this is the issue, because actually there in your demo, the items have dropped down onto new lines. So in my head, it was just going to be one line, which if the width allows is great. But
oh, you meant, okay. So
basically off the screen is what I'm understanding, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have not sure how this will work, to be honest. So probably what we need to do here is set also the width of the list. Again, I'm not sure if I understand exactly what the end result is supposed to be. The list.
My approach would be to make it full width and then almost, maybe
to go from end to end, right?
Yeah, maybe use transform to increase, the size of it so it goes off canvas. You could then apply like the infinite scroll effect, which may or may not work. It's one of those scrappy ones. I'd have to personally play around with this for a little while. I might, in fact, I'm going to make a note and
yeah, this is definitely interesting. We can get back to you maybe with
let's think about this one, and we can
because
do
I don't know exactly what the effect. I think I understand. So the list needs to go in a line, and then the scrollable, like marquee scrollable, go in one way or another.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if I've kind of read the question correctly, like one of those old news tickers that you used to see a lot on.
Yeah, like a news ticker. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that what they used to call them, news tickers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. We'll definitely try this out. I mean, just asking AI to, scroll the list on to the right, and see what happens.
Okay.
Let me maybe ask it now.
Oh, sorry. Let me show your screen again. I had removed it.
Yeah. Just a moment. Oh. Wrong tab. So
there was some handy HTML that was deprecated, unfortunately, that allowed you to create a marquee many years ago. But now it's
yes, marquee is a common HTML thing. Yeah.
Not sure if this is gonna work at all, but let's see.
Do you know what? If it doesn't work, it's our personal challenge to go away this week and figure it out.
Okay.
And we'll let.
I'll definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Not a problem. All right, we've got time for one more. We've got time for one more question, guys, and then we're going to wrap this up. So, put it on screen. So Arfi has asked, can you show header shrinkage on scroll using container? So I guess that classic effect of the header getting smaller as the page scrolls down. I wonder if Elementor AI can assist us with this. Who's going to be brave enough to tackle this one?
Well, let's see if we can get the header to actually do that. If the prompt, let's try the prompt,
I think the gentleman was asking about the header, as in the header template.
Oh, the header,
not the heading.
Yeah, the header.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Easily confused.
So yeah, we can do it for the whole container.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can make this header a bit higher to start with, so that when we scroll, it becomes the height that it is now, and then it would just be a little bit more visually kind of obvious. Just a suggestion.
Yeah, maybe
Just
minimum height.
Just because it's quite a small header to start with.
Like this, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah, and then as we scroll, hopefully we can get it to shrink down.
But I wonder if I can actually ask it to shrink the header. Like, will it know what I'm talking about?
I would ask it something along the lines of, when a user scrolls, reduce the header height to whatever you want it to be, something along the lines of that, perhaps.
Let's see if that works.
See what it comes up with.
Yeah.
It's thinking about it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay.
This looks to be like some JavaScript as well. So that's interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So maybe we could copy the JavaScript in our custom code on the dashboard, Elementor custom code.
Where did it go?
Oh, you just closed it.
Yeah, you have to grab the code before you close the window.
Right.
Yeah, don't make that mistake again.
Right. Well, that was a good demonstration that we had here. Not to do that.
It is something I've seen in the community. People have
Yeah.
had issues with that when there's multiple sets of
Right.
code, and I know the developers are aware of this, and hopefully it's a change and an improvement that we'll see in the near future.
So I have to add the prompt again.
Yeah.
Let's do that real quick. Yes, and it definitely requires JavaScript. That's very important to note. Unless it figured out something different here with CSS. Let's see. No, that's not the answer there.
Did you copy the JavaScript? Maybe we can put it.
No, the second prompt I had didn't have JavaScript.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It probably doesn't know that the header, what the header is. It's just saying selector.
Right. So what I would ask it, maybe just write me CSS and JavaScript, for the container to scroll on, to shrink on scroll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try that.
For the header. So you can actually tell it what language you want it to write in.
That is true, yes. Shrink the container. What did you say, Igor?
So just, write me CSS and JavaScript and JS code. Maybe. CSS and JS?
JS code?
The header.
A shrinking header and scroll?
Yes. So now we should get both.
Yeah.
One thing to note that you could actually if you don't know what the code does, and a lot of people who use AI might not know exactly what the code does, you can always ask it to write comments for you, and even step by step, and we could demonstrate that later.
Right.
So maybe you could copy the JS for later. Don't copy the yeah, sorry. Just let's copy that.
Right. And then we could insert this.
That, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Well, let's.
Right. And the JS we can add in our custom code.
Or just drop a HTML widget in just for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could just drop it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Just wrap it in script tags.
Right. So let's add an HTML.
Awesome.
Doesn't really matter where I place it.
No, just for this example.
Yeah. Just add a script tag in the beginning and the end, and that's.
Oh yeah, of course.
So yeah, when adding any JavaScript, guys, always wrap them in the script tags in the HTML widget. Otherwise, what you see on screen will likely happen. You'll see a lot of confusing code.
It's expecting HTML. There we go. So let's see now.
Yeah.
Let's publish it. Maybe it's going to work on the front end.
Let's try the front end.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, again, we'll add this to our list of things to go away and figure out correct prompts for, and we'll be sure to share them in the community, because we do like a challenge, don't we, guys?
Yeah, of course.
So if you change tabs, Richard, we can't see it because.
I haven't changed tabs.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't know.
So it did do something, but it didn't do what we exactly wanted.
So if you refresh, we see it. We see it jump when you refresh the page. Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it did.
So maybe just make it say scroll down or full width of the page or something like that.
Yeah.
But it looks nice. But also what I would just maybe add to the question looking back now is write the code, CSS and JavaScript code, but also add comments to each. So then you can actually see what each line does and then understand better what it does.
Correct.
Yeah, adding prompts there. All right, guys, we're gonna stop that one there, and we are gonna wrap things up today. So that is all we have time for, I'm afraid. But yeah, let's keep the conversation about AI going, of course. So please add your questions in the Facebook group, in the comment section on YouTube. We do monitor them, so please do add your questions there. We're going to share a couple of these examples that we weren't able to quite perfect today in the coming days, so look out for those. Thank you, Igor and Richard. As always, your knowledge is once again been incredibly valuable. And yeah, do let us know what you'd like to see in our next AMA session. We'll do another one next month. But for now, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. So bye now.
Bye-bye.